Many thanks for joining us on another interesting edition of Hot Seats on Ogun State Television, OGTV, the People's Tele. My name is Moses Jewumi. Of course, you know how we do it. This is a personality program in which we interview achievers, those that have reached the peak of their career, where we ask them pertinent questions. We hear from them their triumphs and struggles. And of course, we also dwell on professional challenges, vis-a-vis, their calling or profession. Well, on today's program, insecurity will take center stage because my guest is a security expert. You can also call him a security consultant. Not only that, he's an international entrepreneur and also a philanthropist. Otumba Adegbenro. Well, Otumba, interestingly, you are from a politically inclined, family. Your paternal grandfather, the late Chief Dauda Adegbenro, who was a former pioneer of the defunct Western region, and also, on the other hand, your maternal grandfather, late Alfred Rwani, the renowned pro-democracy activist, as well as a financier of the National Democratic Coalition, ADECO. Now that you are here, like I did say, well, a security expert, so which means, of course, you are bothered. Everybody is bothered by the spate of insecurity in our nation, and a philanthropist. You have a foundation and all that, so you're also contributing to nation building in your own way. Well, looking at the family you have from, did that lead you to this? Were you able to glean anything from that?
Well, as you rightly said, being born into a political home and a polygamous home, and every polygamous home there's politics. So pretty much I'll say yes, there's a lot of politics in me.
Well, a security expert, your profile, I know you studied in Benin Republic. Nothing really, most of your courses had nothing to do with security, but one would have thought, why didn't you join the military then, if you really wanted to do this?
I ran into security by chance. It wasn't something that I wanted to dive into. In fact, I have an omen that I will never buy. So there was no way I was going to join any of the forces. But in terms of security, there's a lot of courses that I've done. There's a lot of profiling that I've done in different places with my partners. But as a security expert, I'm limited to what I can say or what I can do to you. But what is important is that, yes, security in Nigeria is extremely worrisome.
Okay, let's now delve into that. I could recall that the DFCC chairman, Bawa, said recently that the federal government has spent 6 trillion naira, in the fight against insecurity. Insecurity is quite broad now. We're talking about banditry, kidnapping, insurgency, terrorism, and communal clashes in some parts of the north central, northwest, also part of this. I mean, where do we now go from here? Is it that the federal government is not doing enough? From your own standpoint, I mean, what do you see?
Okay, let's take it like this. What's the total strength of the security, all the security outfits in Nigeria? 1.1 million. What's the population of Nigeria? 270 million. Unemployment, you cannot even count. Uneducated, you can't count. Less privileges, you cannot count. We are talking as Nigeria as a whole. So we are not getting the feel of the amount of money that is being spent on security because we have not really attacked the main problem. It starts from the local government. If you remove hunger 19, I don't say COVID-19, if you remove hunger 19 and you put employment, I don't think there's any man or woman that would like to kill themselves or join cults. And that is why it is a key thing that we must address quickly, because it's a ticking bomb. for the amount of money that we have spent and we're not seeing this thing? Like I said earlier before, I ran into a convoy of civil defense. That's equivalent to black and black in police. What do we have them for? His convoy is more than what's it called, the president of Nigeria.
So basically, you're talking about the root cause or the root causes of insecurity, poverty, hunger, unemployment.
Everything.
But that cannot be addressed in just a month. We looking at the pool of those that are unemployed in Nigeria. I don't think the federal government does not have the capacity to say everyone or everyone that is unemployed come and get jobs.
How do we get there? How do we get there?
We didn't get there in a day.
How do we get there?
We didn't get there in a day.
How do we get there? If you do not have security, who is going to come and invest in Nigeria? Who is going to create the jobs? Who is going to create it? Because we Nigerians, we always like to always put things first that, it's not federal government, it's federal government. It is all of us. You, myself, and every single Nigerian. We all have our quota to put into our country if we claim truly that we are Nigerians.
Because this will take me to one of the interviews you had recently, in which you said the Nigerians' problems not political,
yes,
but self-inflicted.
Yes.
But from your position now, it seems you're saying yes, it's political and also self-inflicted.
Yes. I have to merge them together to get a solution. Because if you have the politicians on one side and you have the self-infliction on the other side, where is the middle ground?
Because some people also agree that we also argue that the federal government or the government has a whole lot of role, to play in this. They will be the ones. They will be the ones to set the agenda. You and I may not be able to, own a gun, because we don't have the right to even own a gun. So they are the ones that will command. For example, I could recall months back when people called for the sack or the dismissal or the change of service chiefs, and we cried and called the federal government to do that. That didn't come on time until we just woke up one day and were greeted by that news that they have been changed. And even after that change, nothing seems to have changed drastically so far.
First and foremost, ex-service chiefs were changed. What did they do next? They got non-career ambassadors for performing on what duty? What are you awarding to them for? What's the award for? So people keep dying? With my beliefs, the current service chiefs we have, I wish was the last service chief. We won't be where we are.
Okay, are you saying we're making progress now?
There's a progress now.
There's a progress now?
A huge progress.
A few weeks ago, ND was attacked, and
I was attacked.
It's really left.
I was attacked. I was attacked. But those are the only ones that is being reported.
You were attacked?
Yes, I was attacked in Abuja.
Okay, tell me about that encounter.
It was scary. I was coming from a meeting. It was on a Friday at 4:02 p.m. I saw 3 elderly women sitting on the side curb on the curb, and I told my driver to park. He parked. I came down out of my car, gave the first woman 500 naira, gave the second woman 500 naira, gave the third woman 500 naira. Now to turn to go to my car, I saw a swarm of people coming towards me. At beggars that I thought. I just knew they were rushing me, but I kept on feeling on my right ribs something really going into me. Pinch it. But so I was trying to push them away. What do I see? A gun. When you see a gun, let's say a madman, you don't fight.
So do you think you were targeted?
I wasn't targeted. Apparently, from my own investigation, that is what has been going on in that area. And if Abuja is going to be the safest place that I thought...
So which means you were robbed?
I was robbed.
They were going to rob you?
They robbed me.
Oh, okay.
It's not that they were going to rob me. I didn't see them. They just appeared from nowhere and jumped back into the bushes. So for me, everybody has their own experience. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. It's not going to make me talk bad about my country. It is how we can all put our quota back into the country. How many self-made people do we have in Nigeria? Quite a lot. That has made money from the system. If each of them will put 10% back into their country, our economy will be better, employment will be out of the way. But because of our selfishness, with the politicians, with the rich men, with ourselves, that it is me, not Nigeria.
Well, you said rich men. You also belong to that category.
I said, I called myself. Okay. I said, with me too. And yourself too. You have a quarter to play. And I believe there are some wrong things you must have done too in the past against Nigeria. There's no Nigeria that comes out and says it's clean.
Because I could remember vividly recently when the Vice President, Professor Shibaju, also blamed the elites, which of course you are one of the elites, but they are also part of the problems.
Yes.
They steer the honestness, they come up with. So, but from your own standpoint again, what are you doing differently? If you are saying, okay, the problem is self-inflicted and it's high time we address this holistically, we address the roots, no causes. What are you? Because just like the popular saying that change starts with you.
Yes.
So what are you doing differently?
First and foremost, I have a foundation. It's called Otumba Adegbenro Foundation, domiciled in Adegbenro. Before this, I've been doing a lot of things for the less privileged, waters, palliatives, and that. Then I decided to actually form a foundation, which is, as business is good, X amount of money goes into the foundation. We've been doing it in Adegbenro here, we've been doing it in Lagos, we've been doing it in Abuja, which is boreholes, is the biggest we've done. We've done free medical eye test and treatment. We've done in Alake, we've done in Owu. The next one is going to be E4 and Iwego. Because you see, I feel that it's about time I come home. Constitutionally, if you ask where am I from, I'll say Lagos. Because anywhere you've lived for 10 years constitutionally in Nigeria means that's where you're from. But that's not where I'm from. I'm from Adegbenro. I'm a woman.
And you are not so bad.
So,
but most times when people see this gesture, they tend to ask questions like, what's your interest?
A lot of people say interest.
What is targeted?
They say targets and all those things.
Do you want to join politics? Because that some people use that as foundation. They have a foundation and also serving as a foundation, as a platform for them to join politics. To be popular.
I will only join politics if I'm asked to come and serve. At this stage of my life, I'm quite okay where I am and I thank God. But if it is for service, to come and service my people, and they come, I will consult my father and my present governor, my ex-governors, my uncles that are ex-governors, that are like big daddies to me, Daddy Oshoba, my cousin, the people I also, my big brother, Adegbenro. So it is something that if they all come and they say, okay, this is what you have to do, okay, no problem. But with me, they'll be in for a shock.
Okay, let's go back into insecurity. What is really burning now, one of the burning issues, it has to do with amnesty, even though the federal government is not using that word, amnesty. We've heard of repentant insurgents, Babagana Zulu, the governor of Borno State, and if I could also recall that the Minister of Information and Culture, Adegbenro Mohammed, a few months ago said bandits or insurgents are surrendering in droves. And there have been talks about should repentant or surrendered insurgents be reintegrated back into the society. but that seems to be the writing on the wall. Now, let me put this on tape. Minister of Police Affairs just last week, Maigari Digyadi, says repentant bandits, not even insurgents now, Nigerian citizens of the federal government, and the federal government rather has a responsibility to reintegrate them peacefully and honorably into the society. You're a security expert. Is this the right move?
What comes straight into my head is we have not tackled the main problem before we jump into repentance.
The main problem, what you said before,
yes,
is hunger. And I inferred that the main problem seems to be can only be tackled in the long run. You cannot fix that. You cannot fix poverty in a month.
Let me tell you, yes, you can. If you give the local government chairman who interacts with the lowest of the people and they do what they're meant to do, 70% of the Nigerian problem is gone. The corruption level at that level is too much.
At the local government level?
Yes, going down from the ward to the local government. Take for instance, Nigerians were not mad. You don't have where to sleep. You don't have health care. You don't know what you're going to eat the next day. All these things are function of your local government where you're from. So if they're not doing well in the local government, the government should kick them out or vote them out, whichever way they came. Because you see, no matter how much you say, oh, I've surrendered my guns, I've surrendered this, I'm going to repent because I'm going to get a meal. What about the person that has not eaten? How many are they?
Okay, now that the insurgents are saying we are surrendering, we are no more fighting. So
who are the insurgents?
Okay, what should the federal government do to them? I think that's where you should look at it from.
If we're looking at what federal government should do, right from the president, his body language, if you know him, I don't know him personally. I've read a lot about him. I've never met him one-on-one. But he's the only person that is sincere in this country.
But you say you don't know him?
Yes, it's the only person that is sincere. Because at the end of the day, if we can spend so much money on security for the first time in the history of Nigeria like this time, and we're not getting it right, doesn't that show you that there's a big problem?
So
they have to function to make sure that, what's it called? Everybody in their local government should have the basic things of life. Free health care, housing, water, job creation. Once you clear that, you've cleared a lot of problems around Nigeria. We have to change our role of thinking.
Well, Otumba, you are an international entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and I still insist that that is not, tackling poverty and long. It's a gradual process.
I disagree with
if you are following what the federal government is doing, the humanitarian services,
I don't believe in the humanitarian services. I'm sorry.
You don't believe in that?
I don't believe in
Okay.
that. I believe that thing should be scrapped because it's not getting down to where it should.
Nigeria is the poverty capital
Yes.
of the world, according to World Clock Poverty, and we overtook India in 2018.
Yes.
So I don't even want to mention the figure. So I'll use anyways. But taking you back to that question, the federal government is saying bandits are surrendering. According to the Minister of Police Affairs, people talking, should they be reintegrated back into the society? Should they not? That has become.
I think it's too fast. I think it's debatable. I think it's too fast. You keep saying that we cannot get rid of what's it called, food and welfare of all these people. Huh? Let us point it to you. You are talking of local level. The people that are going to fight the bandits, what do they have? Do you know how much a commissioner of police gets? You know how much his salary is? 250,000 naira. As of today, what is dollar? What do we bring in? Or rather, what do we export? Everything is dollarized. In Abuja, you are buying 3 plantain for 2,500 naira.
And you think we can get rid of poverty in a month? And I said no.
I said it's not everything in life starts from a stepping stone. If people see your direction, they will attune to it. Okay, aren't Nigerians abroad? Some of them got abroad illegally. Why don't they go and fight policemen? Why don't they go and steal? You see a few of them saying fraud. The people that are teaching them fraud is who? Who are the main people? Are they catching them? They are not catching them. Nigerians are not stupid. You are saying Yahoo boys, Yahoo boys, this, that. Yahoo boys because there's no work for them. They have to strike a living. Those kind of people you can integrate. There's so many parts of Nigeria that you can employ these people and make Nigeria great. But we seem not to get it right. It saddens me that we have all these so-called people that we all of us are part of it. We should be stoning them as they are passing. How can the security man be telling me that he's driving 10 cars in Abuja? Like the civil defense that is talking that is not common, they are less than police. And you know that you're spending so much expenditure on those cars and the armored cars and the guns and everything. Who wants to kill you in Abuja? Why don't you go to where the insurgency is, or where the bandit is, or the borders is? And yet they'll bring a big paper with budget. And what is written on the budget? You're buying this, you're buying that. Then the next thing we are seeing you on TV, you are showing the kind of guns you want to buy, you are doing this, you are doing that. What are you doing that for?
So you're saying police is not doing enough?
Police is overdoing, but they are overwhelmed. As I've told you, you have 1,100,000 security outfits in the whole of Nigeria. For a population of over 200 million, do the maths yourself, you're a young man. Well, 64,000 schools we have. How many to mount them? The civil defense that they put, what is their main job? They close before 4. They are everywhere. But they go and what's it called? Between Migad.
Also, but this is civil defense is a sister agency, and
it's not a sister agency.
Their duty is well spelled out.
Civil defense. Okay, what is the meaning of civil defense? You said their duty is well spelled out.
As the name implies.
Yes.
You know, their duty, frankly, is not the same as the police. I know that they are also meant to help.
Excuse me.
In this,
from the moment you carry ammunition, weapon to kill, your duty is what? To protect life.
Okay.
Now, if you are not protecting life, I will not blame a policeman. But you rather see a civil defense man asking for money, going to be a migad to some agencies or some houses or to some big men or to some whatsoever. You get what I'm saying? It is bad. I will never blame police for one day. Even coming to.
So now you are blaming the NSCDC?
I'm saying that for us, we need to harmonize our security system. The NSA has to harmonize it because he is the National Security Advisor. I'm not the National Security Advisor. He's an ex-military man. He's done very well, and I believe he knows what to do. But in Nigeria, anything that is good doesn't come easy because it's politicized.
So basically, I think I'll still take you back to that question. I'm not satisfied with your answer regarding reintegrating surrendered bandits or insurgents into the society. And I think you are not comfortable with that move. But if
as of now,
because according to international law, once bandits or insurgents they surrender, they are saying no, we are no longer fighting. According to international law, they shouldn't be killed. You should also, they have human rights must also be, put to the fore.
You're going a little bit off point here.
No,
you are going a bit off point here because I'm telling you that we have more problem. I didn't say they should be not to be integrated. Don't misquote me. I said the problem we have now is not for them to be integrated. It is a process something.
Okay.
Some of these people that you are talking about, that you are saying, that you claim, because you are the one telling me this, I haven't seen the people that have come to drop.
Well, it's in the news.
sorry.
Otumba, it's in the news. I quoted the Minister of Police Affairs.
You say you quoted the Minister of Police Affairs. I don't know the Minister of Police Affairs.
Then you should know.
Why should I know the Minister of Police Affairs? You should know.
You are a security expert. You are a security consultant.
Should I know every single security agency?
But it has to do with your field.
It has to do with my field. What my field is solution. As a security expert, is solution.
But as a consultant,
as a consultant,
you could be consulted.
You could be. Are you ever consulted? Are you ever being consulted? The only time your consultation comes in security is when politics comes into it. If you are not aware of that, anything that comes now, right now we're not getting. By November now, the country has shut down because 2023 is down the corner. First quarter of next year, we have 2 elections, Anambra and Ekiti. After that, you will have the primaries. So how long do they have to go and vote? Who are the people that are sponsors of all these things? We are not stupid, we know them. Nigerians know them, the government knows them, but they are not doing nothing to them. Rather, they go and lock up Yahoo boys instead of locking the people that are killing people and are smuggling these arms into Nigeria and are smuggling these drugs to give these youths.
Yahoo boys are also fraudsters.
Agreed. How?
EFCC is just doing.
Let me tell you something. The young man that you have there right now, Bao, I pray that God gives and guides him with all his wishes, because he's going everywhere.
And he's doing the right thing.
He's doing the right thing. Now that's a young man. How many young men do we have in Nigeria that can do the same thing? A lot. Do you know how painful it is to see a graduate saying he's carrying a gun to go and kill somebody, or to go and do kidnapping, or to go and do what's it called? Do you know the amount of frustration? Do you know the amount of people? We have the highest rate of suicide in Nigeria. It is not announced. You're a reporter. You people don't report it. You want to enter my turf? Enter my turf and let me now educate you. Do you know how many people jump off the bridge of 10 mainland? No, because you reporters, you do not report the right thing. The media has to take it seriously, because you are part of the system, and you people are not making people aware of what is going on.
What is going on?
What is going on? What is going on?
Otumba.
Yes.
Anyway, the media set the agenda, really. I mean, there's a theory, agenda setting theory, that says the media, dictates what people think about, what people talk about. And you are saying all of this. In fact, when the military is saying the media is over-reporting cases of insurgency, terrorism, and the likes, but you are saying the media is not doing enough.
Let me tell you something.
Are you aware of the recent query that NBC issued out to some TV stations?
Oh yes.
Recently.
Oh yes.
Going to reportage of insecurity.
You have your legal system. You have your legal system.
Because you are saying
because it is true. Because at the end of the day, what I have as information and what I see, you also see it and you hear it. There's nothing as strong in Nigeria today like the social media. Your telephone is evil, is what is killing the world. In 5 minutes.
So I reacted because you said media.
Yes,
because it's not doing enough.
Yes, they're not doing enough, and which is true. You people are not doing enough, because let me tell you something.
Are you aware? Are you aware? That
let me take you for example.
Are you aware that we have NBC that dictates?
Let me tell you something.
Certain information.
Excuse me. You don't have the legislative. You people can come up with your own bill by helping. Let them debate it on the floor. There's nothing you go abroad that happens. 5 minutes later, it is either in the press or it's online.
But same here.
How?
Same here.
Oh.
Any attack.
Excuse me. You are talking about major attacks. Who told you that those are the major attacks? See, you see the thing. Let me tell you something that I do not like. Right? My grandfather died for this country. He was assassinated for financing Adegbenro. It's still bitter in my mouth. But guess what? It doesn't mean that I'll see a military man and I'll disrespect him because of that. Wherever I see something is wrong, I open my mouth and I say it.
Well,
we are talking. Do you know why? Do you know why I'm talking from the state?
Let me come.
Yes.
Media is broad. You know, we have the print media, we have electronic media, we have social media. So if you are looking at the three, and you are saying media is not doing enough, currently the federal government has not lifted the ban on Twitter. Excuse me.
Twitter, Instagram. Listen to
Twitter
me.
Twitter is also part of the media.
Twitter, Instagram, that is rubbish to me. I'm sorry. See, I'm not even on Instagram. The only app that I'm on is WhatsApp.
Is WhatsApp. You are not on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter.
Oh, you were not on Twitter.
I didn't even know how to operate it. Even Instagram, I don't do it.
But that doesn't mean you won't do it going forward. That doesn't mean.
Should I tell you why? Because one-on-one personality. As a young man, if you go out there and you are telling people the honest truth of what is going on, and not curbing it because you are being afraid.
Are you aware of the functions of Twitter, the microblogging sites, how the virality? See, are you aware of that?
Of course I'm aware.
How news go viral on Twitter?
See, things go viral on Twitter. Agreed.
Why are you banning Twitter? I'm agreeing with you. But what I am saying, the media has to play a stronger role. Let me tell you something. It's like you being a politician. You want to be a governor of Ogun State and you say you want to be operating from Abuja. How possible is that? You will come to where the problem is. And that is why I say this my saying, I'm a Nigerian and my tribe comes second. It's all about us being together as one and helping each other. All these questions you're asking me, as far as I'm concerned, is bullshit. Because I am pained inside when I see a fellow man or a fellow friend that has COVID or has malaria and is asking for 15,000 naira. I have a conscience. Going forward for me is shorter than way backwards. In Nigeria, if you are still on at 55, you are classified what? Youth. So at what stage are you going to have a chance to have a say in the country?
Well, not too young to run. Bill has been passed.
Let me tell you something.
So
isn't that a bill?
It has been passed into law.
It has been passed into law?
Yes.
Won't you get the vote?
If you won't get votes, but then that's not the problem of the government. The problem, the government.
How would you get the vote? How would you get the vote?
Join a political party.
You join a political party. Very good.
Be a member
of
a political party.
Oh, very good. And you win, and the bill has said automatically you win your position.
Well, the bill won't guarantee you victory.
Thank you very much.
It's your activities that will guarantee you victory.
How do you do that? When you have machete and gun chasing you?
Well, let's see what happens. Let's focus. I mean, we are not done with insecurity. Maybe we still talk about the economy and all that. Of course, you are aware that the federal government has shut communication sites in Zamfara, and that has been extended to Katsina State just to truncate communication means amongst the bandits.
Yep.
And yes, some people have also were faulted this. They say, okay. So if there's an attack, for instance, and people wants to call or give intelligence, now that the communication sites have been shut down, how would they do that?
You see, it's very, very, very funny to me. Because the technology outside that we have in the world, you don't need to shut any states down. You can have a control center in any part of Nigeria. See who enters Zamfara, who comes out, to each house. Geo-mapping to each house. To what you have in your pocket, it will be shown. The equipment is called Ghost, for instance. There's an equipment called Ghost. I know the meaning of Ghost. It will tell you every single thing. It's politicized. How can you tell me that the Minister of Aviation is saying that private jets are carrying gold out of the country? And we are still listening to that and we're laughing. Hey, come on. We know what it is. Illegal mining. And all this thing is going on. And people are still dying in that same state. What do you think the government should do to this state? I personally, federalism is too expensive for us. Let's go back to parliamentary.
Parliamentary?
Yes.
Because now people are talking about fiscal federalism owing to our population, and the population is still growing.
We don't even know what our population is. When last did we even have census?
But we can see we are over 200 million.
Are you sure we're not 400? We don't know.
Well, we have to wait till the next census.
That's it. We don't know.
To decide that.
We don't know.
Because the impression is democracy will function well because government are for people, the people, and by the people. So it's participatory, and that's what federalism can do. Even though there's the argument on are we really practicing federalism? Is this true federalism? With the VAT controversy going on, people are saying yes, this is how it should be. But some states, especially states that are not generating enough revenue, are saying no. Let's take this to Abuja and let's share so that developments can cut across the nation. Why the state generating more of this revenue are saying no, it shouldn't be. We want a larger share, or we want to be in control of what we are generating by collecting the VAT ourselves.
See, I tend to agree with that. It makes logic. But I'll go back again. Every state has their own mineral resources. Nigeria is a blessed country. We have everything here. Why aren't we tapping into it?
Well, the major ones are the exclusive list, so which means there is little.
Let us say
there's little. No, there's something the state can do, but there seems to be little the states can do to control or to explore these mineral resources.
Okay, Zafara now, them taking gold out.
Well, illegally.
Thank you. Why is it that we cannot turn it legal? Why can't the state government turn it legal?
That's what I'm saying. That
why can't it?
It's not within the purview of the state government because it's on the exclusive list, not on the concurrent list. So the state government, Zamfara state government, cannot explore.
It cannot explore.
Federal government can accept.
You have that comes from the Ministry of Mines, right?
Yes,
if I'm not wrong. And the Ministry of
Mines and Steel Development.
Mines and Steel Development, and they are the one that issue licenses for mining, if I'm not wrong. Because you know my field?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why can't the governor in every state that have mining issues, illegal mining issues, go and talk with the president and come up with an idea for this? We are going to create jobs.
Well, you would recall that the Zamfara state governor, for example, then was also saying, let's control this ourselves. Let's control this. We want to control our mineral resources. Almost every state. Australia also has gold. Don't forget. So every state wants to. Exactly. Every state has one mineral. More than one mineral.
Yes.
Resource.
We have diamonds. We have everything. We have everything in Nigeria. So, but what I'm trying to say, it comes back to our selfishness. We are selfish people. I'm sorry to say, we don't like each other. We don't have interests anything that is outside your family, you don't give two monkeys. And it shouldn't be like that. Both in the Quran and in the Bible. If you want to give food out, it must be the food you can eat, not the one that you cannot eat that for you to give out. We have to reorientate ourselves thoroughly. I've had my own trials in life, and I said I'm not going to walk in that tone again. I'm going to walk with my Bible and to help humanity. How do I do that? By talking. See Barack Obama, who knew him from Adam? But he still has a voice that if you are sleeping and they wake you up and they play that voice, you know it's Barack Obama. And it's not even in Nigeria, far away in America. One of the greatest regrets I have.
Well, Otuba,
yes.
I actually wanted to relate it, to the foregoing question.
Yes.
I did ask you, I did create a scenario. We talk about the VAT, controversy, and where the federal government is saying you are so interested in one being one, right?
Yes.
Unity, and because the argument from the federal government tilts toward that side. That look, let us collect the VAT and let's distribute it. Let's split it. Now there have been this call for restructuring for over 2 years now, and it's saying let's restructure. Well, it seems the federal government is not looking at that way, because they are saying restructuring could polarize the country. It's better if the federal government just at the top and managing all this and distributing all this to states. I don't have any position in that. I'm just putting this forward. So if you are saying, okay, unity, are you looking at from the angle of the federal government, who will say, no, we won't decentralize certain things. Security is highly centralized, the security architecture, that we know. Also, even in economy, because certain things the state cannot do, because the resources are not on the concurrent list, many of the resources are the exclusive list. So the federal government has the say over all this. What the government is looking at, okay, as that deal, let us be one. Let us control all these things, so that the nation will be polarized if I could use that way. That's the argument. That has been the body language from the federal government.
You see, the federal government's body language, you can say yes, they want Nigeria to be one. Right?
So which means any move they suspect that split,
they will go against it. And now, why we have to be very sensitive to this? Let's take the Igbos and the agitation that is going on there. Who are the biggest landowners in Abuja? The Igbos.
Can you substantiate that?
Yes.
Because some will say the Hausas.
It's not the Hausa doesn't need it. Anybody that tells you that an Hausa man has more land in the Igbo in Abuja than the Igbo man is lying to you. It is there. Go to the Ministry of Lands.
But it's not an information they will just.
It's not. It is there. It is there. It's not. Let me tell you, half of all these things we all know it. It's not as if Nigerians don't know these things. The only thing that is keeping Igbos to be Igbos today and not left Nigeria is because they can't carry their market. Where are they carrying their market? Where are their houses? They only go home at Christmas. Where are their market? Are they going to carry their buildings? Are they going to carry all their so-called sales?
But the sit-at-home order in the southeastern part of Nigeria, is it not worrying?
It is very worrisome.
Because they are complying.
It is worrisome. Because as far as I'm concerned, the IHOP or IPOP, whatever you want to call the man's name, Kanu, whatever it is, he's treasonable offense. You cannot go and instigate war. There are many ways to go about a 1,000 things. We're talking about the security, that we're talking about the insecurity. And I told you that the basic something, if there's a basic there, we won't come to where we're coming, and it will go fast. If there's a basic car welfare scheme for the military, the securities, health for security, housing for security, good salaries for security, you will go out, you will feel strong, and you will take anybody that comes in front of you.
Hey, but Otumba, the problem like
do you know
our economy is fragile. Hope you know that.
Let me tell you something.
Hope you know that.
See, our economy is fragile,
and we are not generating enough.
See, how many times? Listen, we are not generating enough.
We are spending so much.
Did you get this? You said let me tell you taking more. See, let me tell you something. The only reason we are taking loans is because of our selfish interest. It is what they put to the president. The president has his advisors, and when we muzzle the president,
do you agree that the economy is fragile?
Our economy is fragile, and it is also artificial at the same time, because it is caused. Why should Nigerians' money be outside this country? Why should it be?
In what way?
As in, you make money today, where do you send your money to? Do you know what pounds is saying today? 758.
But we have control.
Of course we do.
Over the foreign.
Of course we do.
Exchange.
Yes, because today now yeah, you do.
Naira to pounds.
Yes, we do. Because what majority of
is it not a function of the state of our economy? The fact that we are not manufacturing enough.
Is the
economy is
why aren't we
dependent?
Yes, but why aren't we? You see, there has been a decay. If you have a decay in your tooth, what do they do? Root canal. But Nigeria has never done root canal. It has now caught up on us. Now we're not trying every magic. It's like we don't know what to do. Let's try it. If it will work, if it doesn't work, let's try it. It will work, if it doesn't work. But at the end of the day, look at Ghana. How many years? You are talking about years.
Well, Ghana is not as big as Nigeria.
Forget being as big as Nigeria. Look at Ghana. Our teachers, we call them our teachers, because growing up they are our teachers. Now look at them. They have an economy that is driving. They have better leverage abroad. Recently, UAE said they are visa free, and we are the giant of Africa. Then you now have Ghanaians go into a Nigerian territory, our embassy, to bring down something, and we do nothing about it. You see, a lot of things that is going round in Nigeria is a bit too much for all of us. All I am saying in the simple sense is Nigeria's problem lies with every single one of us, including you, myself, and everybody in this studio. If we are all well-meaning and we are not selfish people, and we believe that we are Nigerian, trust me, Nigeria won't be where it is. Do you know how much of Nigerians' wealth is abroad? When I say wealth, you get a federal government job because every Nigerian, or most Nigerians, even banks, all of them are dependent on who? Federal government of Nigeria. You now get a job, they pay you. What do you do with the job after they pay you? Maximum, you buy car, you build a house, the rest money you send abroad. Your children, you send abroad to school. And part of them, you send them because if your children is here, you say the school is not good enough because you want to give them the best education. What happened to the federal government schools? What happened to the state government school? What happened to the federal university? What happened to the polytechnics? What happened to the health?
Well, because they say, because you people say they are not, thank God you admitted they are also part of them.
Yes.
People say they are not good enough.
Why would they be good enough when we are not getting the backing of ourselves?
Now the question is, are you ready to change? Not only you know.
I only speak for myself, so don't say, are you ready?
Okay. Personally,
Personally,
you have changed.
I have changed. I've changed in a lot of ways. And the only reason why I've changed in a lot of ways is because my two grandfathers, the shoes they left behind is too big for me. I'm sorry. In the current Nigeria.
But we even blame the rich. I mean, those ones that take their children abroad to study, owing to the space of insecurity. Can we really blame them?
Let me tell you
if we solve insecurity, if we solve security challenges, don't you think that like 60% of the problems?
When did they start schooling? I schooled abroad.
Well, Boko Haram.
No,
historically, they should ask you why did you? Because people will say Nigeria was even better. Nigeria was better at that time. So how did you school in Benin?
That was my own personal preference.
Our universities were even better. Even till now, many of our universities are better than the ones in Benin Republic. So why did you school in Benin Republic?
I wanted to further my education.
And you couldn't do that here?
Because I felt I needed somewhere to have a break.
Okay. So then should we now blame those that take their children abroad?
No. But Benin happened to be what? Cheaper than what? Nigeria. Beat that.
It was about the cost for you.
Just beat that. I can go the other way and just easily pay any, what's it called, like what an average Nigerian does. Is either a girl is sleeping with the lecturer, the lecturer is getting paid.
From your profile, you went further than Benin Republic.
Yes. That was at my earlier stage in life. That's what I told you. I schooled in England. I schooled in England from the age of 6. That was in my choice. At 6, I don't think any man has, any boy has a choice. And all I could remember that I would come back on holiday, come to Adegbenro, drive with my grandfather also to Warri, from Lagos to Warri, on the road. Happy.
Well, Otumba Adejare, we don't have all the time, and it seems our time is fast spent. I still have a few questions, on insecurity.
Yes.
I mean, you said you didn't know the Minister of Police Affairs. Now you know. I'm sure you know Sheikh Gumi very well.
Extremely well.
Yes.
I read about him in the media.
Well, especially in this Southwest, many of us are not really happy with his position, especially with the bandits, calling for amnesty. But Gumi has been talking, and he's saying war is not a solution, according to Gumi, saying war is not a solution, that the federal government should negotiate with the leaders of these bandit groups.
How do you want to negotiate with the bandit leaders when they're within you?
Now, my fear is there's a fight, let me use that, a fight against insecurity, fight against banditry. Men are always on the war front, trying to rid the nation of all this. But are you not scared that at the end of the day, everything may still happen on the table of negotiation?
Well,
are you scared, looking at the body language now, that we are talking about repentant insurgents, repentant bandits, and litigation seems to be the writing on the wall?
Who says they're repentant? Who says they're repentant?
Well, according to the federal government.
Who says they're repentant? Don't let us say federal government. We're talking about you and I here.
Okay, maybe we should say surrendered, and not repentance.
Exactly.
Surrendered.
Excuse me. If you tell a man today now he should drop his gun and you're going to give him a meal, after 1 month he doesn't get that meal, what does he do?
And what if he gets the meal?
He will stay.
Is there a possibility that he also asks for more meal?
No, he will stay. Nobody wants to be killed.
Otumba Adegbenro, a security expert, consultant, international entrepreneur, a philanthropist, has been my guest on today's edition of Hot Seat on Ogun State Television. So, Otumba, many thanks for coming. I think it's been a pleasure, hosting you.
Once more. And next time I'll be more ready for you.
Well, you said that. You said that before the program, yes. And it shows that you really prepared. Anyways, that's the show. That's the size of the program today. Many thanks, for joining us on another interesting edition of this. Well, till next week, when we come your way again with another eminent personality, I say to you, stay safe and stay out of trouble. Bye for now.